everybody, it's Courtney from Your House Fitness, here to show you how you might use a foam roller. Now this is a full-size, standard size foam roller, okay? Sometimes you can buy the travel sizes that are like a third or a half of it, but I like the full one here, especially if you don't plan to transport it anywhere, okay? We're gonna start from the top down and do the major muscle groups, okay? So the first one I'm gonna do is the textbook foam rolling exercise, which is for the thoracic spine, okay? So basically this is the one where I'm gonna get up by my shoulders here. If it's really hurting your neck, you can put one hand behind your head, okay? And just keep the other hand on your chest. Otherwise, you're probably just gonna wanna do something like this so that your arms aren't in the way, okay? So what I don't want you to do is like have your hands on the ground, okay? You want to put all the weight on the foam roller, all right? So tuck your chin in. If it's hurting, just put one hand here. And then I want you to basically, you've got it kind of just under the shoulders here, and you're going to lift your butt, okay? So you're going to put some weight on that roller. And basically, you're just going to start with some gentle up and down rolling, okay? Nothing fancy. A little bit of work required here, okay? I am holding a bit of a bridge position and kind of moving using my feet, but oh, it feels so good. So rolling my middle back here between my shoulder blades, so we can get more specific. So you're gonna get some rhomboids in here, some traps. Oh, it's the most glorious feeling ever. I would usually recommend you spend 30 to 60 seconds, okay? Just depends if you have an issue there or not. But oh, it feels so good. Otherwise, you can count your rolls. Sometimes people will count like 20 reps, okay? If it's easier for you to think numbers versus time, totally up to you. But basically, just gently rolling here. What I don't want you to do is roll past your T12. If you get down here, most people don't have abdominal strength to be able to hold themselves up. So I will show you another way to roll the lower back, okay? But generally speaking, just gonna roll from like thoracic spine, we'll just say bottom of thoracic spine and up to basically the shoulders, okay? So be really careful here, because if you're feeling straining in the lower back, you probably went too low, okay? And you didn't embrace your core. So don't worry too much about that, just roll the upper part of your back, okay? Sometimes I like to go lean a little bit, okay? Oh yeah, it feels so good. And then come back to center and then lean a little bit the other way, okay? Nothing really fancy there. Again, the only risk of injury generally is if you go too aggressively and fall off the foam roller, okay? Or you go too low in the back and you feel straining because you just don't have the strength or you're not engaging in the core, okay? So, part 2, QLs, okay? These beasts right here, okay? Wonderful area to roll here, okay? So basically, I'm just gonna get into my very casual position here. I'm gonna make this even more intense for you. So I have this right on my lower back, okay? So let's just say it started like this, then I leaned off my spine. I don't wanna be on my spine anymore. So I'm just on the lower back, kind of on about a 45-degree angle here, okay? And I'm gonna pick up the leg closest to the ground, cross it into that figure 4. And basically from here, I'm just rolling till I hit about my hip. You won't be able to go much further than that. And then up into my ribs here. Oh, it feels so good. This one, underrated. I think people should be doing QL, stretching and rolling a lot more. Oh, this feels so good. Usually there's a common trigger point in the QL, and if you're really tight there, you can usually find it. You're like, oh God, there it is. Anyway, it feels great. So just gently rolling. Make sure everything you do is controlled. Sometimes I laugh when I see people at the gym and they're like, look, I'm foam rolling. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy. Everything you should do on the foam roller is with intent. So this feels good. Nothing hurts in a bad way. And I'm just gonna roll my QL there. Just make sure whatever you do on one side that you do to the other. Now, I'm purposely going to look away from you to give you a different angle here. My butt, okay. So I'm on the roller here, and again, just rolling. It's not a very big movement, to be quite honest, okay? But oh, it feels so good. You can even hang out here. Just feels great. So that's one way you can get into the lower back here, okay? Oh, glorious, glorious QL lower back. All right, the next most obvious beast is gonna be the glutes, okay? So pretty much the same position I had where I had the leg crossed over is gonna be you. If you have really tight glutes and you've never foam rolled before, I'd probably just sit on the foam roller without that extra part. So you're gonna have a seat, but you need to pick one. So you gotta get off your butt crack, okay? Get off your spine and your tailbone. And now pick only one glute. So I'm on the muscular, fleshy portion of my left glute, okay? So then I can start just here, rolling back and forth. I'll show you another way you can roll as well. But let's just start here. So I'm just rolling the glute. Again, everything I do is with intent. I'm staying on that particular muscle. I'm not rolling so wild that I'm ending up into my back again, okay? Just rolling my butt. Oh, it feels so good. That's why I'm gonna stay here for a little while, okay? All right, so a little bit more of an advanced move is to cross the leg, okay? So this is gonna help you access your piriformis a little bit more. Woo, yep, there it is. Same thing, just rolling my butt. Back and forth. Oh yeah, okay. And then you can play a little bit. You could lean a little bit more here. And then there is a third option here, okay? So you would turn the roller lengthwise, okay? And then you would sit on the roller again, okay? Same thing, cross, and you can just go side to side there. Honestly, it just depends. Some people feel more when they do it this way. It's just how the glute fibers run. Other people don't feel anything at all. So play around. I just showed you another option. See if you like this one. I just find my balance is not so great here. Here we go. But again, start with it the way that we started rolling your back. And then if you want to try, tilt it the other way and try to roll that way as well, okay? So also, yeah, get the other butt cheek. All right. Okay. Also from here, you're going to head right into hamstrings, okay? So basically, I'm going to start sitting on the floor here, okay? And I'm going to pick one leg. So basically, I'm gonna favor the leg closest to you guys here, okay? So I'm gonna start with both my legs on the roller, and all I'm gonna do to add some weight to the left leg is cross my right leg over, okay? So from here, I'm gonna basically use my strength here to lift myself onto the roller, and I'm just gonna roll like this, okay? So if I don't feel too much in my hamstrings here, what I'm gonna start to do is play around a little bit with leaning. So I might just lean a little bit over towards you guys again, so I get the oh God, there we go. Sorry, that one felt so good. So I can get the outermost hamstring muscle, okay? And then I can come back to center. And I just try my best to keep this leg off, but I want the weight of this leg to help push my, my left leg into the roller. And then I can lean this way, get more into the inner portion of my thigh. But basically hamstring rolling does require a little bit of weight to push down. Those muscles are humongous, okay? They're pretty thick, so I would definitely recommend put some weight down, or even you could get a foam roller that has bumps in it, okay? And it might help dig in a little bit more. Then, of course, brings us to our calves. It's my favorite thing to watch people roll at the gym because most people, it's not a fun area to roll. The painful expressions on people's faces just really gets me, okay? All right. So basically, again, left leg here, I'm just showing you the left side first. If this is gonna be too much, I might just do this. So I'm not sure, haven't rolled my calves in a long time, so as an example, I'm gonna just start like this. So I push the roller all the way out so that I can put my one foot, I got my right foot braced on the floor, and just my left leg is on the roller. So I'm gonna lift myself off and just try to roll that calf here. Okay, now I can play around, I can point my foot, I can flex my foot, just playing to see how that is. All right, that's not that bad, I don't really feel too much. So bring that roller back in, and now I'm gonna use my right leg exactly how I rolled my hamstring. I'm gonna add that weight of my right leg pushing down into the roller to now roll my left calf again. So here we go, oh, way better, there we go. Whew. So yeah, feeling that now, okay? So, and again, same thing, you can kind of play around, roll. So you've got a set of muscles on the outside here called your peroneal group or peroneal muscles, peroneus, a whole bunch of different types, but basically they're ankle stabilizers here on the side. Most common muscles sprained in a high ankle sprain, just FYI. So if you try to get these guys, not a fun area to roll, but basically you would just tilt over, right? So you're on the outside part of the calves. Oh, and then basically you would roll like this, okay? So there we go. It requires a lot of effort with this one, but you get the idea. I'm basically holding a side plank position as I roll my peroneal group, okay? Oh, and then back down. Calves are honestly usually very surprising for most people. Unless you roll them a lot, it might be very painful for you to start, so be very careful, okay? Be gentle with the calves. But again, for everything that we're gonna roll here, I would say try to aim for at least 20 rolls, maybe 30 rolls, or either just maybe time it, see what a minute per muscle feels like, and maybe you need a little bit more, maybe you need a little bit less, but basically I would start around the 1 minute mark or maybe 20 rolls, okay? And now I'm gonna flip over to what is generally a more painful area, the quads, okay? Now, okay, it's a necessary area to roll and release here. Remember, you got 4 muscles in the front. Quad, right, means 4. So let's start with the least painful option, okay? So basically, I'm gonna start right at my hips, okay? I'm gonna start up pretty high, both my legs on the roller, okay? So I'm gonna try to keep this, the easy version first. So I'm basically gonna army crawl myself forward. Yep. Oh, there it is, until I get towards my knees. Don't roll over your knees, stop right above the knee, and then I'm gonna roll myself back, okay? So that's the only area you're gonna be rolling in terms of like length. So from the hip from joint to joint. Do not cross the joints, either the hips or the knees. Okay, so what I would suggest you do is something like this. So I'm gonna start with just the top third of my quads, and I'm just gonna do both legs here to start, okay? So I'm gonna do, about 10 rolls here, and then I'm going to find some new flesh, okay? So I'm gonna army crawl 1 pace forward and now do 10 rolls. Oh, my rectus femoris hates everyone, okay. Whew. I'm gonna do 10 rolls here, okay? Just this small bit of muscle here, and then the last bit, 1 more army crawl towards my knees, and I'm gonna roll here 10 times. So I broke the quad, this particular area, up into 3 parts, okay? So roll 10 times here, 10 times in the middle, and 10 times back. All right, that's just the top. If that's easy for you, you're gonna isolate, you're gonna pick 1 leg at a time. So I'm gonna rotate, okay? And I'm gonna basically try to get my left leg out of the way. So now I'm just doing the same thing I just did, but only on 1 leg. Same thing, do about 10 rolls up here, do 10, oh my God, 10 rolls here. I warn you, it's a lot more painful, and then 10 rolls down here, okay? So be careful with that, but again, play with the rotation. This one usually gets people. It's it's a doozy here, okay? But you can play too, so I'll show you from the outside here. We don't roll the IT band anymore, but what you can roll is your Vastus lateralis, which is the outermost quad muscle here. So if you give yourself a good flex here, usually you can see it's kind of like a teardroppy shape on the outside of the leg. Absolutely, you can roll that. But what I want you to do is when you get into position here, instead of being perfectly on your side, you're just ever so slightly gonna rotate forward. So I'm a little more rotated towards the ground than I otherwise would be. Okay, and that's where the IT band meets the Vastus lateralis, or outer quad muscle, and that's when I'm gonna roll there. So be careful here. Oh, there it is. And make sure that you're rotated downward and you're on the correct muscle here. So again, it's the same idea. I just kind of broke it up into 3 parts. Maybe 2 is fine, but just basically you don't have to do long rolls like this, okay? Especially if you don't have great upper body strength or flexibility here. Just do a little chunk at a time. It's painful enough. I mean, it feels great. And then just do the other end, okay? Remember, rules do not cross joints. So with the exception, of course, of when you're rolling your back like this, obviously you're going over each vertebrae. I mean, kind of can't help that, but everything is contained, okay? So no need to roll across a joint to hit a particular muscle. And then yes, you could try to roll your chest. I usually prefer a lacrosse ball to that, but basically you kind of just face plant here, okay? And you get your arm under you. See if I can show you here. And basically it's something like this. So the position's so awkward that I just, not the best example to show you, but you can pretty much roll anything. You could roll arms on here. I just think that roll all the major guys with this type of foam roller, and then we'll show you how to roll some of the more specific things with a peanut and with a lacrosse ball, tennis ball, that sort of thing, okay? So hopefully this helped introduce you to the world of foam rolling, or maybe you learned a couple of things that you just didn't know, but yeah, a very good tool to use post-workout if you're trying to loosen up muscles and fascia. But sometimes it's good to use this in a prep situation, but I would do a little bit of research into whatever sport you're getting warmed up for so that you don't hurt yourself. But yeah, great tool to have, not terribly expensive, okay, and yeah, totally worth it. Oh, it's the best, I feel great already. So anyway, take it easy, have a good one guys, and I'll see you next time, okay? I'm gonna keep rolling. All right. Oh, I can't even get this one down. Whew.